Yo guys, what's up? It is January 1st, 2026. You heard me right. It is the first day of the new year, and we're going to be releasing a crazy tutorial video today. I'm going to be explaining exactly the steps for a beginner to get started in the day trading markets, and especially in the futures markets, okay? I'm going to talk about what are the correct steps, what are the right steps, and how you can get ready to tackle 2026, because this market is going to be absolutely insane. Crazy market this year, and I'm going to be trading like crazy in it. So without further ado, not wasting any time, we're going to hop into this video. But if you guys do want to live trade with me, say, you know what, Will, I really like the beginning steps. I want more of your strategy, more of how you trade, lessons, and so much more. I'm giving away a 5-day free trial to be a part of my trading community. So anyways, let's get back into the video. So the first thing you really need to do is you got to ask yourself, yo, what do I want to trade? There's so many things you can trade in options, stocks, crypto, futures, forex. There's just a tremendous amount of asset classes you can pick from to trade. Now, I always tell my students the most simplistic way of trading is making it simple. The more easy you understand the market, the more simplistic your edges, your rules are, and so much more in what you trade, the more easier it is to stay consistent and continue getting those profits and those payouts. So if you guys don't know, I only trade two things, the NASDAQ and gold. That is it. I will never trade anything else, just the NASDAQ, just the gold. Those are my two bread and butter things. Now, since I trade futures, since I trade the NASDAQ and gold, I only have to look at two asset classes, maybe sometimes just one. I'm not like an options trader or a stock trader that has to browse through hundreds or even thousands of stocks to potentially trade. Too much work, too complicated. Make it simple. So this on my screen now is the platform I'm using. It's called Thinkorswim. It's completely for free. You just have to open up a Charles Schwab account, and you guys can go ahead and have that. And then I'll show you guys exactly what to actually do here. This is obviously the NASDAQ that we're looking at. And what's really cool is you guys can see that you see these green and red and then grayish dotted lines. That is going to obviously be my own algo that actually represents my strategy. Now, I always say you have to have a simplistic strategy. Now, my strategy is a 3-step process. You identify where buyers and sellers are, you identify where trend is, and then hopefully you have good risk management and volume. That's all trading is, and those are the only 2 steps I use. If you guys are using indicator-based systems and all that good stuff, it's not good. I don't know why I just said all that good stuff. It's really not. You have to use a simplistic approach, okay? Indicators are lagging. They don't obviously show you the full depth of what the market's doing. It's going to give you wrong market data. So all I do, guys, is first off, you obviously want to go ahead and check the news. Go to Forex Factory. Do you have any news for the day? Is Powell speaking? What is going on with the economy? If that's the case, then obviously you have to just be smart with that and not be crazy. So check the news. Then we obviously have to identify, just like I said, step number 1 is what do we have to do to identify what the market's doing? And that is going to be able to identify buying and selling pressure. Now, buying and selling pressure, the more simplistic term for that is support or resistance, right? If we have a resistance level right here, we have a resistance level right here, and then a resistance level here, support right here, right? And then support down here. Very simple, right? Every time price hit this zone, we sold off. When price touched this level, it shot up. When it touched this level, it shot up. When it touched that level, shot up. And then obviously continuation. Now, there's a thing that I want to make sure everybody is aware of. When a support level or a resistance level breaks, it inverses. So for example, this is a clear level support. Then we finally broke through this level of support that now became a resistance level. So if price comes all the way back up here, this is a zone we're definitely going to be aware of that it could probably come back up, get rejected, and sell right back off, right? And same thing with right here. This was support, got rejected, came all the way back down, came up, swept these highs, and then sold all the way back off, right? Interesting. Very interesting. So if we're just using this type of data, let's go to the 5-minute time frame here. All now we're going to do is now just draw our zones instead of lines, because zones are going to make the market a lot more simplistic to read. Because what do I always say? The more easy you are about identifying the market, the better you're going to be as a trader. All right. So let's go ahead, boom, make these zones here like so, and it'll be very simple. Boom, right? We can draw another one right here. Boom. Okay. And now all I'm going to do, since we have our zones, we can make a few more. I'm not obviously getting all of them, but we can make a few more. And now all we do is wait for price to go to one of these zones and see what's happening. Well, once it goes into the zone, while we're watching the market, we're watching price action. Are we in an uptrend? Are we in a downtrend? What's going on with the market? Once we can identify if we're in an uptrend or a downtrend, and if to identify that, it's just like higher highs, higher lows, low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher high, higher high, higher high, uptrend, right? And same thing, but inverse for a downtrend is a high, lower high, lower high, lower low, lower low. Now, I will never take a long position unless the market is trading above the VWAP and 200-day moving average. It's not doing that. We will not look for longs. Now, since we're trading below the 200-day moving average and the VWAP, we should be looking for shorts. Now, you'll be like, Will, when should we look for a short position? If we can break below a key level. Now, we obviously know that this is a resistance level right here. So if we can break below a 25,477 here, the market most likely will continue selling off all the way down to most previous lows. Makes sense. And that is all I do. So how simplistic was that, guys, right? We pick the same thing. We trade futures. We just do the NASDAQ or gold. We draw out our zones, right? We wait for an uptrend or a downtrend, wait for it to enter one of these zones. If it closes inside or outside of the zone, then we go ahead and make our decision and play it based off of the next level of support or resistance. And that is all we do, which makes me and my team thousands of dollars a day. Check it out. But hopefully, again, a small little video to start the first of the year, January 1st, 2026, so you guys can have one step closer to becoming profitable as a trader.